Good afternoon, guys. It's around noon on this New Year's Eve, and I will be discussing mostly tomorrow, a little bit of tonight's, but mostly tomorrow's snowfall, winter weather across our region, and the severe weather tonight and tomorrow across the Mid-Mississippi River Valley. So you guys can see the system pretty much develops over the southern Rockies and the southern Great Plains tonight, and will pretty much slingshot across the Ohio River Valley tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon, and end up in the northeast over Saturday night, bringing snow into the Midwest, lower Great Lakes, and severe weather into the mid-Mississippi River Valley and even far southern parts of the U.S. as well. Just to show you guys how this is pretty much happening, is we have this cutoff low pressure off of Baja that's being picked up by this next trough that is coming into the Pacific Northwest as we speak, and will help slingshot that low pressure off of Baja in front of this, and will create the stage for the developing system and the southern Rockies and Great Plains, and shoot across tomorrow after. I guess I didn't really explain what that was. So that was the upper level wind pattern, so the jet stream map there from the NAM. So this is the NAM for tomorrow. So tonight I'll dig into the severe weather last, but we have this area of storms that will develop along the front late tonight, as we have a very ramped up warm sector even tonight, even more potent even than tomorrow, surprisingly. But I will be talking about that last. So we have the snowfall, and I'll talk about kind of the uncertainties at the moment between the two, the other models. So the snow line, the line between rain and even mixed precip, you can see this big region of mixed precipitation as well. So pretty much the rain versus the wintry side of this. There's some differences between the models still about the placement of this. The NAM has a more northern projection of this, which will bring the more heavier snow more north. Seeing areas between I-74 and I-72 with little snow, where we have the HRRR. I'll show you guys real quick. And this is the NAM snowfall during the event. As you guys can see, the gradient is just pretty much along Highway 24, roughly, is a good placement of this. Highway 24 to Highway 136. Roughly in there. And then north is the heaviest snow, so kind of along Peoria, Quincy, Macomb, Kankakee, and north, where we have the HRRR and other models with the more southern extent of this. As you guys can see, this is vastly different, where we have pretty much the gradient as I-72, and those areas that I was discussing on that gradient as Macomb, Peoria reaching much more snow than the NAM. So just the gradient is the issue here. I will discuss that in a post. But there's going to be heavy snow anywhere in northern Illinois, but it's just this gradient is the issue. Will Peoria be on the edge of the gradient, or will I-72 or somewhat similar to that? It could be the difference between, for example, Jacksonville. I mean, it says 4.5. That's still probably a little high with the southern extent. But for Jacksonville, it could be the difference between 1 and 5 inches. Or for Peoria, it could be the difference between 3 inches and 9 inches. So we will see what happens with that. So those are the differences between the models. But generally, this is something I just made. I'm sorry, this is kind of off-center, but I can't really move this. So generally, I'm thinking the gradient, like I have here, the gradient's subject to change. But this area of wintry mix, as I was just discussing two in the models, will be blanketing across tomorrow afternoon. This system will start roughly in the morning, kind of spreading east throughout the morning, and then will quit sometime after dark tomorrow. But heavy snow, there'll be a band of heavy snow over across north central and northern Illinois, but that gradient is subject to change from pretty much 1 to 6 inches of snow. There's a very sharp gradient between those two. Very quickly, I'll actually have two videos this afternoon breaking down, one the snow and one the severe weather. So tonight we have this area that will form right along the front, causing severe weather late night after midnight across the areas pretty much along and just south of the Ohio River Valley into Arkansas. And then tomorrow afternoon, the more potent, most likely. Problem is we don't have Cape values high enough. We have a little more veered low-level jet than we thought, so it's more of a southwesterly low-level jet than a straight southerly. But nonetheless, we'll have significant severe weather across Dixie Alley and possibly all the way up to Ohio River Valley tomorrow, and some tonight, like I said, along and just south of the Ohio River Valley along that front. So I will show you guys real quick. Here's the outlook I just created for tonight. So like I said, this area along and just south of the Ohio River across Arkansas, and tomorrow's pretty much the same areas in south. So stay tuned. I will have two videos this afternoon.